And it created the go-ahead goal for the Panthers.
Eric Stahl, the near side. Lomberg got around to check, but the puck did bounce away. Lomberg fights to get it back. Backhand feed in close. Eric Stahl from the net, Colin White. Lomberg, and he scores! And the Panthers take a 3-2 lead. What a setup in front. It's Ryan Lomberg there to bury it. The Panthers are back up a goal. Ryan Lomberg makes it 3-2 with 10:11 to play in the second.
9:49 to the second period. Ryan Lomberg is first of the postseason. Colin White and Eric Stahl with the assist there, make it 3-2 Panthers. Jameson, I'm not going to put this above Billy Lindsay's goal. Nothing's going to pass Billy Lindsay's goal against the Bruins in 96. But that feels like a top 3 goal in Panther history just because the time, the development, everything there to give the Panthers the lead.
Yeah, but also when I look
at it,
but I also feel like maybe like 8 of the 10 top 10 goals for the Panthers in playoff history have come during this run. Like all the overtime goals. That Lomberg goal was really nice, but Lomberg had that really nice one in OT against the Lightning 2 years ago too. He's used to this, but I'll put that in the top 5 just for pure prettiness sake. If it holds up as the game winner, I'll give it top 5.
Yes, okay. If Carolina ties it, then it doesn't matter. But if that holds up as the game winner, that's what we're going to say.
Then we can negotiate, I think.
Yes, fine. All right, before we let you go, Sergei Bobrovsky, another big night so far, 24 saves on 26 shots. Actually, first time he's given up 2 goals in a few games, but still playing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, that first goal, it's kind of a loose puck off the pipe behind him. He just didn't see it. Nothing he can do there. And the other one, a loose puck in front. Nothing he can really do there. So once again, everything he's seeing and settled for, he's stopping. That's all you want to ask of your goaltender. He's still doing that. He's got about 5 high danger saves or so right now. Panthers doing a good job of limiting the scary stuff around him. So, Bob's been great. The defense has been solid for the Panthers. Like I said before, 20 minutes here to do something really special. They got to find a way to do it.
Jameson All of FloridaPanthers.com. Jameson, we appreciate it, and I'm saying this very nicely to you. I hope I don't talk to you for a while. I hope I talk to you next week.
A couple days off here. That's all I want.
Yeah, I hope it's next week and not Friday I talk to you, but we shall see. Jameson All of FloridaPanthers.com. Jameson, thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Garrett.
All right, there's Jameson All of FloridaPanthers.com. Panthers lead the Hurricanes 3-2, end of 2 from FLA Live Arena. Game 4 of this Eastern Conference Final. Panthers can hold on for 20 more minutes. They will advance to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 1996. Before we step aside, let's pause for station identification across the Florida Panthers radio network.
The home of Florida Panthers hockey, AM 560 Sports, WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton.
Coming up, we'll take a look at the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. Also, world-famous Twitter segment, all that is straight ahead. Panthers 3, the Hurricanes 2, after 2, right here on the Florida Panthers radio network.
Panthers fans, download Upside to be a cashback champion. With the new Upside app, you earn cash back on the essentials you need and find cash in places you never expected, like your favorite restaurant, your go-to grocery store, and that gas station you always stop at. All the places you go, there's cash back waiting for you to find it. Will Upside earn you enough money to quit your job and become a full-time Panthers fan? Probably not, but it will give you a little something extra, like enough cash back to bring some friends to the next game or to treat yourself to some new Panthers swag. There's nothing like a Panthers win and a few unexpected bucks to brighten your day. That's life on the Upside. Download the free Upside app and use promo code GOCATS for an extra 25 cents per gallon back on your first fill-up. That's promo code GOCATS for an extra 25 cents per gallon. Download Upside today to earn cash back at thousands of gas stations, restaurants, and grocery stores.
Is your plumbing putting you in the penalty box? Is your AC icing? Call General Plumbing and Air Conditioning and let them provide you with unmatched red carpet service for all your plumbing and AC needs. With 24-hour emergency service 7 days a week, including holidays, they're ready to serve the Palm Beaches with professional, experienced, and friendly technicians. So take a shot with General Plumbing and Air Conditioning, proud partner of the Florida Panthers. Call today, 561-559-7711. That's 561-559-7711. Or find them online at generalplumbing.com. Go Panthers! The Florida Panthers are back on the ice, and this season, you can be in the stands to experience it all live. Shop a wide variety of seats for every game from Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers and the NHL. And make sure you don't miss a single moment. And rest assured, if your plans change, Ticketmaster has you covered. You can securely sell your seats to other fans with just a few taps. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com/Florida Panthers.
Game 4 Eastern Conference Finals, second intermission. Panthers 3, the Hurricanes 2. Kevin Rogers with you. The Panthers win tonight. They head to the Stanley Cup Final against either Vegas or Dallas as we transition into the JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard. JetBlue, the official airline of the Florida Panthers. Right now, it looks like it would be the Vegas Golden Knights. They're up 3-0 over the Stars after winning last night in Game 3 at American Airlines Center. The Western Conference Final resumes tomorrow, Game 4 in Big D, and Vegas will look to pull off the sweep. The Stars will look to keep their season alive with the win, but the Golden Knights up 3-0. Coming up next, we have the world-famous Twitter segment with Doug Plagan, so get your tweets in now. Panthers 3, the Hurricanes 2 on the doorstep of the Stanley Cup Final. 2 periods in the books from FLA Live Arena right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Imagine a bank that lives for assists, one that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve your dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amerant. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life, and just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Because at Amerant, we want you to live a life beyond what you could imagine. Amerant, official bank of the Florida Panthers. Member FDIC.
Hey, Florida Panthers fans, want to kick your game up a notch? Then it's time to get drafted. Hit the bar and try a Truly Draft. All the refreshing flavor of Truly Hard Seltzer now on tap. Whether you need a pick-me-up between periods or a sip to celebrate that shorthanded goal, Truly Hard Seltzer has you covered. With 100 calories, 1 gram of sugar, and 5% alcohol, there's no better drink for a long game. Find it near you at trulyhardseltzer.com. Truly Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Please drink responsibly. Choose to see clearly. Stop getting foggy glasses while watching the game. No glasses, no contact lenses. Call Dr. Bosom, the Panthers eye surgeon at 954-442-1133. Plus, just by mentioning the Panthers, they'll give you $1,000 off your procedure, and they're offering 0% financing for 2 years. CorrectVision.com, the only eye center in South Florida to offer all 5 vision correction procedures. Be sure to schedule your free consultation. Call 954-442-1133 or visit CorrectVision.com.
Winding down our second intermission, 3-2 Panthers heading to the third. Let's get to the world-famous Twitter segment. You can always tweet the broadcast at Doug Plagans. We've got Anthony in Hialeah tuned in. Bill in Montana. Bill, one of our listeners in law enforcement. Hello to all the police, fire, medical personnel, military we have tuned in. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for making Panthers hockey part of your night. Roy in Scotland. Wyatt in Virginia tuned in. Decker in Eastvale, California. We've got Matt in Escondido, California. Carl in Northwest Indiana. Chris in Perth, Australia tuned in. Kurt, the South Carolina Twitter captain. Clayton in Coconut Creek. We've got Jeff in Coral Springs. Sean the Hawk is tuned in. Noah in North Miami Beach. Ryan in Minnesota tuned in. Kevin in Escondido, California. Kevin is listening. Denise in Tennessee. We've got Craig and Leilani in Manassas, Virginia. We've got Mud in Opelika tuned in. We've got Stevie Joe and his dog Hank from Daytona tuned in. We have Gil in Houston, Gus in Greece, Mr. Cirillo and Miss Mooney's 4th and 5th grade classes in Boca. Dan is tuned in tonight, and we have the third period coming up next. 3-2 Panthers over Carolina here in Game 4. Panthers looking to close it out in this third period. 3-2 Panthers on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
Hey Panthers fans, it's time to hunt with your new favorite delivery app. Download the ASAP app to get all of your game day needs delivered right to your door. Use code GOCATS to be entered in the Winner ASAP Dinner Sweepstakes for Panthers tickets, autographed merchandise, and more. Also, fans can order their concession favorites from their seats at all Panthers home games this season with ASAP.com in-seat mobile ordering. ASAP.com is the official mobile ordering partner of the Florida Panthers.
Panthers over the Carolina Hurricanes, heading to period number 3 of game number 4 here in the Eastern Conference Final. The Panthers in this playoff run, they're 8-0 when they lead after 40 minutes of play. Let's hope that trend continues. If it does, Panthers will have an Eastern Conference championship, and they'll be off to the Stanley Cup Final for the second time in team history. Panthers down a man here to start the third as we're off and running. Ekblad able to play one all the way down to our left. That's going to take us to about the end of the Carolina power play as Burns dumps it in. Out of the box comes Carter Verhaeghe back to 5-on-5 hockey. 3-2 Panthers. Panthers in red right to left, Carolina in white left to right across your radio dials here in this third period of action. Here in the neutral zone, Verhaeghe rips it away from Seth Jarvis. Backhands down to our left. Brent Burns cuts it off for Carolina. He'll streak along left to right across the radio. Pass straight on. In go the Hurricanes. Swerving off to the near side of Sebastian Aho. Long distance shot blocked. It ricochets to the near corner. Sam Bennett will toss it along. And this one goes down to our left just over the Carolina line. Pesce tapped it back up the near side for Aho. Golfed along into the Panthers zone. Mark Stahl after this one. McEachern on him. Stahl gives to Montour. Montour cuts along up the near boards across center. A backhand batted out of the air by Pesce. Second chance. Montour got it back down into the Carolina zone. Then the Panthers swap out some personnel as we've gone over 1 minute here in this third period of play. 3-2, it's the Panthers in front. Ryan Lomberg's second period goal, the difference maker at this stage. Up the far side, it's Gudas to Verhaeghe. Held in, far point, long shot, Shea. Blocked Duclair out of the zone for Verhaeghe, just a hair too far. It goes all the way down on Frederick Anderson. He'll send it back to neutral ice. And we've got a whistle here on the near side. Looks like an offside call. The Panthers trying to work back in. 18:32 left here in this third period of play. 3-2, the Panthers over the Carolina Hurricanes. Thanks to everybody who chimed in on the world-famous Twitter segment. We had Scotland, Greece, Australia all involved. Shout out to Valley Sports Florida's Steve Goldstein, my friend and yours. He's heading into the studio right now for the post-game show on Valley Sports Florida. You can check that out immediately following tonight's game on your television. Here on the near side, down to the corner, it's handled by Sam Reinhart out to the line. A long shot from Radko Gudas, and the puck deflects off to the far side. Anton Lundell down to the corner, it's Ryan Lomberg. Back behind the net, deep in the offensive end. Sam Reinhart had it poked away, loose here on the near side. It's played into the neutral zone. Here on the near wall, Josh Mahura chips it back in. Lomberg getting a regular shift there with Reinhart and Lundell as this game's gone along. And that was the line for Paul Maurice for big chunks of the season, but we haven't seen Etulo Ostorin since he blocked that shot earlier this evening. Here on the near side of the ice, the puck played by Verhaeghe back into the Panthers zone for Montour off the far boards. And Colin White will work it down to our left into the Carolina end. In the far corner, Eric Stahl holding it down deep for the Panthers. Back behind the net, Chatfield taps it for Burns, and he's going to wrist it off the high glass, and that deflects out of play. So a stoppage. 17:32 left in the third. 3-2 Panthers over the Carolina Hurricanes. Panthers playoffs are presented by our friends at City Furniture. Face-off upcoming near circle down to our left. Shots in the game are 26-19 for Carolina, and they're a high-volume shot team as it is, but with the desperation meter being cranked up to the max here, they're on the verge of elimination if they don't get at least one. You would imagine they're going to put anything and everything to the net. Now off an offensive end draw. Nick Cousins, a turnaround shot out of the high slot, and that's just wide along the ice. Here on the near side, it's Jesper Fost handing it back deep into the Carolina zone. Snapped along by Burns on the money for Martinook, and he goes along the left side. Hires one, and that's going to go up and out of play. May have glanced off the stick of Brandon Montour. With that, we'll have a face-off upcoming. 17-15 left here in this third period of action. 3-2 Panthers over Carolina. Well, the Panthers, a lot of the trends from the playoffs working in their favor. They scored first tonight. They're 7-0 when they get the first goal. They led after 20. They're 5-0 when they lead after 20. They led after 40. They're 8-0 when they lead after 40 minutes in the playoffs. So the trends, the numbers in that regard, working in the Panthers' favor, and the score on the scoreboard right now, that works in the Panthers' favor too. It's 3-2. Puck play down to our left. And along the far boards, Barkov to drop it back behind the net. Duclair had it poked away by Burns. Barkov back on it, far side, keeps it to the end wall. Burns regathering, springs one long. He almost had Aho behind the defense. It got out of his reach. Forsling finds it on a lively inboard bounce. Panthers out of the zone. Barkov to Verhage, and it's dumped down to our left, deep into the Carolina. Back behind the net, Freddie Anderson. He'll give to Brent Burns. Long feed. Aho angles it toward Bobrovsky. A one-hopper in on net, and Bobrovsky able to scoop that up. He'll cover. 16:37 left in the third period. 3-2. The Panthers over the Carolina Hurricanes. Well, it was a topic earlier today as a huge ovation goes up inside FLA Live Arena. One of the all-time greats and a former Panther, Jaromir Jagr, on hand here this evening to potentially see one of his former teams punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup final. Off a face-off win for Carolina. It's Gostisbehere left circle, a shot, and it's blocked out to the point. Gostisbehere with it. Gostisbehere along the far side. He'll drag it to the corner. He's shouldered hard by Lomberg. Loose puck back behind the net. Carolina Hurricanes pounce on control. McEachern near circle. Natchez peels off the boards out to the line. Pesce, boom, wrist shot blockered away by Bobrovsky. It ricochets all the way out to the line. Gostisbehere tried a slap pass that's blocked by Gudas. Gostisbehere down behind the net off to the far corner. It's Natchez. He's plowed into by Gudas. Gudas plays it up the far wall, held in by Gostisbehere. And then it winds up back behind the net. Reinhart over on the far side. Up the boards, Gudas. Gudas will flip it through center, and Pesce able to handle it for Carolina. Swings it back along near side. Jordan Stahl tries to fight off Gudas. Lays it down behind the net. Mark Stahl grabs it back for the Panthers over on that far side. It's played up the boards. Aho. He'll send it back down behind the net. Jordan Stahl here on the near side. Bank pass to the point. Burns a drive, and it was Cousins in the way to deflect that one away. And now we've got ourselves a high sticking signal away from the puck. 15:33 to go in the third. 3-2 Panthers over Carolina. It's Radko Gudas heading off for 2 minutes. Dan O'Rourke, one of our referees, delivering the message there. So Carolina to the power play, where in this game, they're 0 for 3. And if you're the Hurricanes, this is a massive opportunity. Getting back to a point I was mentioning earlier. After the morning skate, it was talked about. You look at the previous series the Panthers played. Paul Maurice said that in the Boston series, Game 4, Boston was dominant. In the Toronto series, Game 4, that was the best game overall that the Leafs played. They fought off elimination that night, forced the series back to Toronto, where the Panthers ultimately won 5. Here's a try from Aho off the face-off win. Big save by Bobrovsky with the blocker on Aho, who was walking right down Main Street to let that one rip. Over on the far side, Jarvis to the left point, Burns across. Aho locked and loaded. A big one-timer, a save made by Sergei Bobrovsky. He's able to absorb that, and he does it so calmly with 15:19 to go in the third. A 3-2 Panthers lead preserved by more great goaltending from Sergei Bobrovsky. They tried to set it up for Aho. Aho is Carolina's most gifted offensive forward, and you'd expect Rod Brindamore to lean heavily on him here in this third period, especially down a goal. Face off near circle down to our right and off the draw. Aho to the point. Burns backs up. Long shot just off the mark. Takes a lively inboard bounce to Aho here on the near half wall. Aho out to the right point. Burns across. One-timer save by Bobrovsky, that time on Natchez. And over to the far corner. It's Ekblad to race it down. And he'll punch it all the way down the ice. Anderson, the goaltender, hands to Burns. Panthers right to left, Carolina left to right. Aho gives to Natchez. He's got speed through center. Natchez over the Panthers line. Looks over on the left side. Played down toward the corner. Montour cut it off. It bounces out to the line. Burns there to hold it in for Carolina. Teravainen. Now it's worked off to the near side for Jarvis at the point. Down here on the near boards, it's Aho. Back out to the point. Jarvis gives to Burns. To Jarvis. Straight on. High slot. Taken down by Lundell from the seat of his pants. He tried to play it down low. It was cut off by Montour and cleared. And the puck goes all the way down to our left. 14:21 left in the third. 3-2 Panthers. It's walked along by Gostisbehere, left to right across the radio. He gets to center. It's dumped in down to our right. Around it goes. Far side. Ekblad jams at it. Got it out to the point. Gostisbehere there. Gostisbehere, far circle, side of the net, Fost, up top, one shot, Gostisbehere, straight on, save made by Bobrovsky through traffic, and he will absorb that. 14:03 left in the third, 3-2 Panthers over Carolina into our final 15 minutes of regulation time, presented as always by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on your car insurance. 32-19, the shots on net here. Coming into the period, the shots were 25-18 for Carolina. So a 7-1 margin in favor of the Hurricanes in the shot department so far here in this third period of action. Ekblad getting a clear. And Kokaniemi will drive it down to our right. Around it goes far side. Jack Drury on the boards. Lost it to Reinhart. Out come the Panthers in a hurry. Up the right side, Sam Reinhart. He'll play it down wide of the Hurricanes net. Down to the final 10 seconds of the penalty kill here for the Panthers. As it's picked up by Kokaniemi, and he'll walk it straight on. It's to center ice over the Panthers logo. Pass on the right, and it's poked along here. Laid out front then by Kokaniemi. Stastny fed it back to him. It's cut off, and the Panthers get their man back. Mark Stoll to Matthew Tkachuk. Drop pass Sam Bennett to the offensive end. Shot! He whistled it wide. He was looking top corner, and it just missed. And the Hurricanes get a clear. 13-18 left in the third. 3-2. It's the Panthers over Carolina here in Game 4, trying to close it out here tonight. Bennett has it poked away by Martinick, though. Out to the far corner, it's McEachern. McEachern for Carolina behind the net. Jordan Stahl. Pass out to the near point. Pesce. Pesce down here on the near side. Puck winds around. Far boards. Matthew Tkachuk is stood up over on that far side. Dropped it behind the net for Josh Mahura. As it was McEachern getting in against Tkachuk. The Panthers able to eventually work it along. It's Nick Cousins up the right side. Dodges a check. Martinook got a little piece of him and took him down. But Cousins did get it deep. Out come the Hurricanes now. Brady Shea towards center. He'll dump it in. Around it goes. In on the forecheck near side, Natchez. Aho, Natchez out in front. Natchez to the line. Long shot, Pesce. It's off Josh Mahura, and he's going to send one out of the zone to Duclair. It's center ice, Duclair. In, gives to Verhaeghe right side. Backhand from a sharp angle wide. Around it goes Barkov here on the near boards. He'll send it down and around. Over on the far side, Verhaeghe. Gives to Ekblad, played off the end boards. Barkov had it poked away by Burns. Loose puck here to the near side, corralled and cleared by Jarvis down to our right. Gus Forsling to the corner. 8 minutes gone by here in the third. 3-2 Panthers in Game 4. Puck play down to our left. Burns, an immediate outlet. Nobody home for Carolina. That goes all the way down to our right. It's going to be an icing call against the Canes. 3-2 Panthers over the Hurricanes here in Game 4. If you're just joining us, the Panthers had the first two goals tonight, and then Carolina had one in the first, one in the second to tie it up at 2 before Ryan Lomberg broke the 2-2 tie. That's where we are now. 3-2 Panthers over the Canes. 11:53 to go in the third period. Shots are 32-19 for Carolina. Panthers lead this Eastern Conference final 3-0, trying to close it out. Punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup final this evening. Puck played along the far side by Burns. That goes into the bench area for a stoppage in play, and that'll take us to an official timeout. 11:47 left in the third period. 3-2, the Panthers lead here in Game 4. The Panthers playoffs are presented by City Furniture. Back with more third period action next on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Do you have too many reward programs to keep track of? Have you ever wondered what your points are actually worth? Soon you'll be able to free your loyalty points and pay your way with Points Cash, the new way to reward yourself. Our app will allow you to easily convert participating loyalty program points into cash, giving you new and exciting ways to engage your favorite teams and support your favorite players in and out of the stadium. No game, no problem. Simply transfer your loyalty points to the mobile wallet and make purchases with the value of your points. Reward your loyalty better this season and download the Points Cash app. Coming soon. Points Cash is an official partner of the Florida Panthers.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Right now you're thinking, Comparion, never heard of them. We know. We also know that you have no idea that Comparion Insurance agents are local and provide expert advice. So to help it stick, we're going to say local agent 4 times in the next 15 seconds. Ready? Go. Our local agents know you and your community. Our local agents offer insurance from top carriers. Our local agents have minty fresh breath.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com. Comparion Insurance Agency. Local agents. Expert advice.
And there's number 4.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore a seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
11:47 to go here in the third period. 3-2 Panthers over Carolina. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. Panthers lead the series 3-0, trying to close it out, trying to win an Eastern Conference championship for the first time since 1996 and punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers can get this thing done here tonight. Carolina throwing everything at the Panthers here in the third. Off a draw, the Hurricanes have it. Pass straight on. Natchez, it went off his stick, and now it's Montour near side for Hagee. Barkov off a bounce near circle. Shot save made by Anderson. Burns fails to clear. Mark Stahl held it in, and then he's able to continue to keep it in as he was sprawled out, making a diving play. Now Burns straight on as the Hurricanes work it down to our right. Jordan Stahl, a shot save. Bobrovsky loose. Puck side of the goal, and Sergei Bobrovsky leans out to cover. Chatfield was in there looking for it, and he wasn't able to find it. McEachern was looking for the rebound. Sergei Bobrovsky got there first. 11:19 to go in the third. 3-2 Panthers. Well, we haven't seen Jacob Slavin since he took that hard hit from Sam Bennett. A legal, clean hit. Slavin played 46 seconds tonight, one shift. I haven't seen him since. We haven't seen Ed Tulowitzki since he blocked his shot in the second period. So each team down a key contributor so far. Here's a long shot. Costas spare. It's off a leg, and the Panthers dart out of the zone. Nick Cousins to center, and he'll drive it down to our left. 11:05 to play here in this third period on a Karam. It's Ekblad far side out in front of shot. Bennett in. It's stopped by Anderson. Slid from his left to his right. Sam Bennett with a big opportunity there. Set up by Tkachuk. And Anderson making the sliding save. Something to note here, and it's not just tonight. It's been a story tonight, but not just tonight. The goaltending display Sergei Bobrovsky has put up. It's not just the saves, not just the quality of saves, it's the calmness with which he's making all these saves, with which he's playing the position here throughout these playoffs. And there's no doubt that's reverberating throughout the whole club. Puck play down to our right. Martinook will send it along the far side. And Tkachuk deep in the Panthers zone, handing to Bennett. Far boards up the wall, held in by Chatfield. And now the Hurricanes will try and set something up. Sent around the end boards. Fost here on the near wing for Carolina. Down to the end wall. Stastny. Bank pass out to the right point. Pesci. Long shot. It deflects out of play. 10:33 to go in the third period of action. 3-2. It's the Panthers over the Carolina Hurricanes here in Game 4. Panthers looking to complete a sweep. Panthers looking for their first series sweep in franchise history. Face off near side down to our right. Barkov winning it back. Mark Stahl flips it along. It's pushed ahead by Verhaeghe down to our left. And Brady Shea plays it back to the neutral zone off Barkov. A roller in over the line. Now the Hurricanes start back. Aho through center. Heading down to our right. Poke check by Mark Stahl to Claire. Able to clear. Up the far boards. Verhaeghe a race for it. Kept it away from Shea. Hands to Barkov. Oh, an offside call. With 10-12 to go here in this third period of action. 3-2. It's the Panthers out front of the Carolina Hurricanes. Shots 33-21 for Carolina. And draw upcoming in front of the Carolina bench to our left of center. The Panthers playoffs are presented by City Furniture. Final 15 minutes of regulation presented by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more in car insurance. We're well into the final 15. 10-10 left in regulation. If things stay as is, 10-10 separating the Panthers from the trip to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 1996. Here's Burns, right point. Wrist shot, glove, saved by Bobrovsky. Brent Burns got it off his stick in a hurry, and Bobrovsky made the save, and he made it look easy. 9:56 to go in the third. 3-2 Panthers onto an official timeout. Back half of the third period next on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Panthers fans, download Upside to be a cashback champion. With the new Upside app, you earn cash back on the essentials you need and find cash in places you never expected, like your favorite restaurant, your go-to grocery store, and that gas station you always stop at. All the places you go, there's cash back waiting for you to find it. Will Upside earn you enough money to quit your job and become a full-time Panthers fan? Probably not, but it will give you a little something extra, like enough cash back to bring some friends to the next game or to treat yourself to some new Panthers swag. There's nothing like a Panthers win and a few unexpected bucks to brighten your day. That's life on the Upside. Download the free Upside app and use promo code GOCATS for an extra 25 cents per gallon back on your first fill-up. That's promo code GOCATS for an extra 25 cents per gallon. Download Upside today to earn cash back at thousands of gas stations, restaurants, and grocery stores.
Are you jealous of your neighbor's or best friend's outdoor kitchen? You can have your own in 3 easy steps. Go visit profitoutdoorliving.com. Schedule your free outdoor kitchen design consult with one of our design specialists. We do a live virtual session with you using our very own 3D design software to create the outdoor kitchen of your dreams. We have dealers throughout the United States and in some cases ship direct. Don't forget to visit us at profitoutdoorliving.com. Look us up on TikTok at Profit Kitchens or give us a call at 718-532-4333.
9:56 to go here in this third period of action. 3-2 Panthers over Carolina in Game 4. Panthers trying to close this out and sweep the Eastern Conference Final. If they can get a win here. The Panthers playoffs presented by City Furniture. Doug Plagans, Kevin Rogers with you. Off the face-off, puck played by Forsling to the near boards. Got it out. And to our left, Gostisbehere. Across, it's Brent Burns. Burns long feed to center. It's off Natchez Lomberg. Hands it back for Forsling. Panthers working along. Forsling dumps it down to our left. Freddie Anderson, the goaltender, off to the far wall. It's held in. Out of the high slot, a chance. Backhand from Reinhardt. Skips wide. Anderson may have gotten a skate on that. Now around it goes. Far side, it's Ekblad. Down and around. Here on the near boards, Lomberg crashing in. He'll keep it here in the near corner. Gostisbehere behind the net. Boston Reinhardt in front. Lomberg off the goal post. And now here in the near circle, Reinhardt to regather. It was a turnover by Gostisbehere. Now Lundell a shot. That's blocked by Burns. Lundell lays it back behind the net. Around it goes. Reinhardt. Far boards down behind the net. Lundell. Lomberg, and it just got by him as he tried to take a jam at it. And the puck goes into the neutral zone. Jordan Stahl pushed it ahead. Forsling regathering. Gives back to Ekblad. Down to our right, back behind the net. Inside 9 minutes to play here in the third. Up the far side, Cousins. He's barreled into by Aho. Puck freed up, Jarvis. He'll give to Teravainen. He floats it down to the far corner. Jarvis behind the net, Aho. Cousins poked it away from him then. Racing in from the line, Pesci to hold it in the corner. Ekblad regathering. A backhand sent out the line. And it did poke out beyond the line. Teravainen tried to keep it in. It just got out beyond the line. In the Panthers will bring it along now up the right side. It's Brandon Montour. Dumps it down and around the end boards. Bennett near side, down behind the net in front. And Anderson broke that up himself before Tkachuk could get there. The Hurricanes able to bring it along. Sent down to our right by Shea. Around on a roll, it's Teravainen. Floats it back off to the near boards, Burns. We're going to see a lot of him as we head down the stretch here. 8 minutes to go in regulation time, Burns. Plays it along the near wall. Mark Stahl across ice. Brandon Montour up towards center. It's chipped down to our left into the near corner. Brent Burns after it. Burns around Chatfield, up the far wall, Duclair. Backhand along the far boards, goes out of play. 7:44 left in the third, 3-2. It's the Panthers over the Carolina Hurricanes here in this one. Game 4, Eastern Conference Final, best of 7. You know what that means? Panthers trying to end this thing here tonight. The trophy you get for winning the Eastern Conference is the Prince of Wales trophy. Here's Radko Gudas, right point. Launches one down off the inboards. It's taken off a carom by Frederick Anderson. He'll cover. The Clarence Campbell Bowl goes to the champion of the Western Conference. And if you win those trophies, it means you get to meet in the Stanley Cup Final. Face-off, far circle down to our left. Anthony Duclair off the draw, gives over the far side for Hagee. Barkov, top of the far circle. Over the far boards, it's Gudas. Long shot, stick save. Anderson, puck rockets out toward the high slot, and Carolina gets a clear from Martinook. Verhage backhands it down to our left. After it is Chatfield for Carolina. Near corner, Burns. Burns trying to leave it, but it was tipped onto the zone, and now up the near side, it's Foss charging along deep into the Panthers' end. He collides with Radko Gudas. Now it's Martinook backhanding out to the far point. A shot, and it didn't get through the traffic. Gostisbehere's attempt blocked. Radko Gudas up the far wall. It's Foss keeping it down deep in the Panthers' end. Over on that far side, it's Martinook along the wall. Backhand out to Gostisbehere. Near side, Pesce. Gostisbehere straight on. Wrist shot off the leg. Foss jams it wide. And now on the end wall for Hagee. Plays it to the near wall. It's kept in by Pesce. Winds it around. Far side to Claire. Backhand chops it out of the zone. And down to our left. It's Pesce after it. Both teams get some fresh personnel out there. 6.5 minutes to play here in this third period. Up the near side, Natchez. He'll maneuver through center. Off to the left side. Hurricanes working around. Here's Jordan Stahl. High slot shot. Tipped wide out in front. As it was Natchez in front of the goal getting a stick on that. Chatfield, near side. McEachern to the corner. And then Natchez behind the net. McEachern off to that far corner. Pass out to the point. Shea, long drive off a leg in front. It hit Ekblad. Off to the near boards. Chatfield pounds it down to the near corner. Foss here along the near side. Then Jordan Stahl out to the right point. Chatfield near side. Natchez. Natchez a shot. Stick save. Bobrovsky. Natchez coming in with a clear lane. Bobrovsky made the save. And the Panthers keep their 1-goal lead. Over to the far corner. Ekblad. He'll get the clear. And it's going to take a roll into the shallow part of the Carolina zone. Looks like a high stick on the puck. Bringing up a whistle. 5:40 left in the third. 3-2 Panthers. We'll step to an official timeout. Panthers playoffs presented by City Furniture. Back with more in the late stages of Game 4 on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Barriers. I'm all about breaking them. Hi, it's Luis Fonsi, international recording artist and South Florida resident. When it comes to creating music, I love mixing different musical styles and creating something new and unexpected. Ford builds SUVs and trucks the same way, breaking barriers with what you expect. Ford delivers strength, capability, and mixes in a level of comfort and style that's new, exciting, and perfect for South Florida. Visit your local Ford dealer today to get a great deal on a new Ford SUV or truck.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the All-Pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Would your children like the opportunity to play hockey just like their favorite Florida Panthers players? Sign them up for Florida Panthers Learn to Play. Learn to Play is designed to introduce the game of ice hockey to boys and girls ages 5 to 9 for only $225. Each participant will receive 6 weeks of on-ice training from Florida Panthers alumni and U.S. Hockey certified coaches, as well as a custom-fitted free set of ice hockey equipment that they can keep at the program's conclusion. For sign-up, location, and scheduling information, visit floridapanthers.com/learn to play.
.5:40 to play here in this third period. Panthers trying to close it out. 3-2, they lead the Carolina Hurricanes. They lead the series 3-0. They're looking to sweep the Eastern Conference Final and punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup Final. Here's Natchez back behind the net in the Carolina zone. He'll walk it through that far circle. It's the Panthers right to left, Carolina left to right, heading down the stretch here in this one. Back behind the Carolina net, Shea. Long feed to center, Burns. His pass to the near wing, picked off by Nick Cousins, getting back. Off the glass far side. He'll play it along. It's out of the reach of Bennett. A roller down to our left. 5:12 left here in this third period. Burns up the near boards. McEachern. Through center, it's Natchez. Here on the near side, McEachern over the Panthers line. Lost it for Hagee. Backhand up the near wing, Tkachuk. Tkachuk to the offensive line, floats it down just wide of Anderson's net. He'll paddle it off to the corner. It's played up the near side, and it's Aho over the Carolina line, left to right across your radio. Sebastian Aho. He'll dump it down far corner. Around it goes. Here on the near side, Gus Forsling. Dropped it back. Barkov deep in his own end. Barkov, Forsling, off the glass near side. That'll leave the zone. Gus to spare. Here on the near side, it's clubbed along down to a right. Forsling, rink wide feed. Duclair off his stick. Gus to spare to Jarvis. Laid to center ice for Hagee, cuts it off. Here on the near side, a pass to Duclair too far. 4:20 left in the third. 3-2 Panthers. Teravainen. He pushed it over the Panthers line. Lundell takes control. Cross ice feed. Ekblad up the far side for Reinhart. Bounced away. Ekblad second chance with it. Got it up to the Carolina line. And now the Canes will reload. It's played up the near side by Pesce down to our right. Around the far corner. Martinook run into by Ekblad. He'll play it around the end boards. It's out of the zone. Down to our left. Brady Shea back for Carolina. 3:50 to play in regulation time. 3-2 Panthers over Carolina as Brady Shea chips it along. Down to our right far corner. Gudas back for it. He'll rip it up the far side. Bennett had it poked away. Chance in front. Shea in a right pad save made by Sergei Bobrovsky as he protects this Panthers 3-2 lead. Now it's worked to the near circle. Stastny after Shea shot. It's wide. Another golden opportunity for Brady Shea that time. He just put a wide Martinook in front of shot and they score. And it's Jesper Fast on the setup in front. And he ties the game at 3 with 3:22 to play in regulation time. Jesper Fast, who has scored some of Carolina's biggest goals in this playoff season, comes up with a big one there for Carolina. That's 6 in the playoffs for him, which is enough for the team lead. 3:22 left in the third, 3-3 the score. Well, this is now the highest scoring game of the series at 3-3. Natchez dumps it down to our right. Over to the far corner. Ekblad has his man tied up. That's McEachern. Battle over on that far side. Puck squirts back behind the net. Here's Forsling. Forsling plays it out to the line. Burns kicked it back inside the zone. Offside call against Carolina. 3:01 left in the third. 3-3 is the score. Well, they always say the fourth win in a playoff series is the toughest one to get. All the wins in this series, even though the Panthers have won all 3 coming into this game, none of them have been easy. And it doesn't look like this one will be down to our right. Around it goes near shot. Here in the corner, it's Anton Lundell. Back behind the net over to Ekblad, far corner. Up the far wing. It got away from Reinhart. Played down on net. And the routine save made by Bobrovsky on Gostisbehere. Panthers looked for there. Gostisbehere kept it in. And Teravainen sends it around the end boards. Here's Aho. Out to the point, Burns. Looks across. Gostisbehere. Burns straight on. Near circle. Aho fanned on a one-timer. And the puck goes around. Far side. Into the circle, it's Reinhardt. Reinhardt into neutral ice with 2:18 to play. Dangles into the offensive end. High slot shot. Reinhardt picked up his own bounce, and that one goes wide. Then a try from Verhaeghe is blocked by Burns, and it goes out of play. Reinhardt cut in. His first shot was blocked. He got it back. He let it rip wide. 2:09 to play here in this third period. A 3-3 game. 20,065 on hand at the sold-out FLA Live Arena tonight. Face-off near circle down to our left, and they came here tonight to hopefully see the Panthers punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup final. Just over 2 minutes to go in regulation. 3-3 is our score. Duclair. Barkov shot blocked. It deflects on a play. And a face-off upcoming. Well, we're in next goal wins territory. Barkov near circle down to our left. And Barkov pulls it back. It's Duclair here on the near side. Verhaeghe along the boards down to Duclair. Duclair had it poked off his stick. Fost out of the zone for Carolina. Jesper Fost near wing. Puts it in front. Pesce fanned on a shot in close. Regathers control. And then Duclair plowed him over back behind the net. Out to the far point. Shea across for Fost, who's got some room. Fost walks in right circle. Shot tipped in front. That may have gone off the mask of Bobrovsky. Either way, the puck stays out of the net. And the Panthers get a clear. Over on the far side, it's Barkov over the line. Verhaeghe on the right side. He's bumped to the boards by Stastny. And now there to gather in control is Tkachuk with 1:24 on the clock in regulation time. Game tied at 3. Shea around the end boards. It's Pesce handing it back deep into the Carolina zone. Shea behind the net. Out of the trapezoid, Shea for Pesce. Pesce floats it long, a foot race near boards. After it, shuffling it along the near wall is McEachern. Down to our right, Forsling behind the net. Jordan Stahl against him. Stahl took down Forsling, no call. Yep, there's going to be a call. The arm is up. Carolina's going to go down a man here. 57 seconds left in regulation time. And a Panthers power play presented by Seminole Coconut Creek Casino. Well, if Jordan Stahl had gotten away with one, well, that is exactly what that would have been. It would have been getting away with one. He went in after Forsling in the corner. Shots are 14-6 for Carolina here in the third. They've gotten the game tied at 3. Panthers now with a power play opportunity to break the 3-3 tie. Barkov on for the offensive end draw. He'll win it back. It's Reinhardt to Montour. Down behind the net for Barkov. Off to the far boards. Bennett Tkachuk out in front of the net. Bennett right circle. Shot whistled wide. Rims around near side. Reinhardt the hold. He'll pound it back down to the corner. Tkachuk. Barkov. Here on the near wall. He's pressure. Out to the line, Montour. Montour long wrist shot just wide. Back behind the net, Tkachuk. Leaves it over the far side. It's Montour. Down along the boards, Bennett. Bounced away. Carolina gets a clear from Shea. Panthers have to hold on to the neutral zone. Wait for everybody to get on side. Here's Montour giving to Barkov. Heads in over the line down to our left. Gives Tkachuk on the far boards. Out in front, it's Bennett. Far circle. Down to Barkov in the corner. Tkachuk out at the right point covering. 15 seconds in regulation. Tkachuk, Reinhardt near circle. Reinhardt in the circle. Shot, and it's fought off by Anderson. Barkov right circle. Down to the goal line. Tkachuk in front of shot. He scores! He scores! He scores! Matthew Tkachuk, a power play goal! It's 4-3 Panthers with 4.3 seconds to go in regulation time. The Panthers take a 4-3 lead in the waning seconds. A power play goal for Matthew Tkachuk. And the Panthers are 4.3 seconds away from an Eastern Conference championship and a trip to the Stanley Cup final. Can you believe it? when the chips are down, when the stakes are the highest, it's number 19 in red coming through. Matthew Tkachuk with 4.3 seconds to go. And the Rats have come down to the ice. The Rats have come down to the ice, and we understand over 20,000 want a party. Well, Rod Brind'Amour is challenging for goalie interference, it sounds like. They're taking a look at this one. Well, it's an official review, as a matter of fact. It's not a challenge. They're taking a look at that one. Well, all I can say is there was a lot going on out front of the net. And I haven't had a chance to see a replay of the goal. Matthew Tkachuk. Is that guy clutch or what? I tell you what, it's not just him. This whole Panthers group, they've got a whole lineup of guys. Nobody shies away from the moment. Well, the goal's going to stand, folks. They've reviewed it. The goal's going to stand. Our referee, Dan O'Rourke, relays the message. The goal's going to stand. Late game heroics from Matthew Tkachuk. .3 seconds left in this one. We'll see if they adjust the clock. Listen to this place. 20,065 people ready to erupt. A 4-3 Panthers lead thanks to Matthew Tkachuk, his second of the game. And he has scored some massive goals here in this playoff run. Maybe some recency bias, but I don't know that they get any bigger than that. The two teams come on for the face-off from center. They'll put the clock to 4.9. The puck is down. The puck rolls over the Panthers line down to our right. The final seconds tick away. This one's over. The Florida Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers are Eastern Conference champions. They sweep the series in 4, a 4-3 win. Late game heroics from Matthew Tkachuk, and the Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 1996. The Panthers are Eastern Conference champions. Take it all in, folks. The run continues. And the Panthers knock off another one of the National Hockey League's heavyweights, the Carolina Hurricanes. A 4-3 win, the highest scoring game in this series. And for the Panthers, it's a happy handshake line from center. The Bobby chants erupt here at FLA Live Arena. The Panthers get their first series sweep in franchise history. And the Panthers clinch the series on home ice in front of over 20,000 here at FLA Live Arena. And the Panthers are moving on, where they'll take on the champion of the Western Conference. 4-3 the final tonight. The Panthers sweep the series in 4. And they now have a chance to compete for the ultimate prize. Keep it locked right here, folks, because we've got a lot coming your way. We'll be checking in with Kevin Rogers soon. We'll be going to our public address here in just a couple of moments. We'll have the 3 stars. We'll have the presentation of the Prince of Wales Trophy down at ice level. We'll have the celebration, and our Manny Chang has already gone downstairs, awaiting a chance to get into the dressing room for media availability. So we'll be hearing from some members of the Panthers as we get into this one. Well, let's...
For the first time since 1996, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, just listen to this fucking building right now. This is insane. You know, all year, all playoffs, we're doing this for you guys. Let's keep it going.
Is there any other message you want to give to all of these incredible fans? We have the best fans in the league. What do you want to say to them?
Like I said, this is crazy. You know, all year, ever since I've been here, it's been insane. It's incredible. There's no words to describe it, but we're not done yet. So thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. Good luck in the Stanley Cup Final.
The faithful here on hand tonight at FLA Live Arena. Before we get into all the festivities and pageantry that come with this, hats off to the Carolina Hurricanes. Tell you what, they battled hard. Every game in this series came down to the wire. All the games were close. And this series showed you how razor thin the margins are in the National Hockey League and especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Game 1 was a marathon, 4 overtimes, and the Panthers won 3-2. Game 2 required overtime. The Panthers won 2-1. Game 3 was decided in regulation, but may as well have been an overtime game because the only goal scored was the winner. The Panthers took it 1-0. And tonight, 4-3 the final. The championship hats for the Eastern Conference being distributed down at ice level. Everybody onto the ice. The coaching staff, the training staff, all onto the ice.
President and Chief Branding Officer Brian Jennings will now present the Prince of Wales Trophy to the Eastern Conference champion, Florida Panthers.
We're going to be going frequently to our public address announcer, Andrew Imber. The Prince of Wales Trophy is on the ice here at FLA Live Arena.
Accepting the trophy are the 2022-23 Florida Panthers.
And the Panthers gather around the Prince of Wales Trophy right now. Awarded annually to the Eastern Conference champion. And what a sight, what a run for a team that squeaked into the playoffs by a point in the final week of the season. Came from down 3-1 to get by the Boston Bruins in a hard-fought first-round series, took it to 7 in overtime. Got by the Leafs in round 2 and 5. And then to sweep a playoff battle-tested team like the Carolina Hurricanes in the conference final. Alexander Barkov taking the Prince of Wales Trophy off the ice now. So I guess that answers the question. Yes, he did touch it. But in recent years, that hasn't proven to be maybe the faux pas that it once was. He carries it off. It's got to leave the ice somehow. It's got to leave the ice somehow. Alexander Barkov took it off the ice. So the trophy presentation has taken place. The team has gone off the ice. And on that note, as the players and coaching staffs, training staffs handshake here, everybody taking their time getting off the ice. We'll have the Cats recap show, a victorious edition, coming up in a moment. We'll have the 3 stars. We'll go back through everything that took place here tonight. And I tell you what, with this team, they're now 9-0 and they lead after 40 minutes in a game in these playoffs. They're 9-1 in 1-goal games. They're 11-1 when they're outshot in these playoffs. They're comfortable when maybe the situation would be uncomfortable for a lot of teams. And there's something to be said for being comfortable with being uncomfortable. Matthew Tkachuk, 2 overtime winners and 1 with less than 5 seconds to go in this series. What a finish to this one. And why wouldn't it end with some dramatics here tonight at FLA Live Arena? A 4-3 Panthers win over the Carolina Hurricanes as the celebration carries on. But the Panthers know they'll enjoy this one. But eventually, the stakes will be as high as they can be. There's going to be a Stanley Cup Final Series. It's going to start in either Las Vegas, Nevada, or Dallas, Texas. Right now, the odds heavily in favor of that series starting in Las Vegas. I guess if you're a Panthers fan, let's hope the Dallas Stars can at least win 1 or 2 here and prolong that thing. Maybe wear those Golden Knights out a little bit, at the very least. Sergei Bobrovsky, a bit of a curtain call here, as he's the last Panther to leave the ice. They showed him on the video board, and the fans erupted here at FLA Live Arena at the site of number 72 in red, who's been absolutely brilliant. He made 36 saves tonight. And Sergei Bobrovsky improves his individual mark to 11-2 in 14 games in these playoffs. And he's been absolutely brilliant. So the Panthers get it done. They get it done in regulation, but with no shortage of dramatics here tonight. 4-3 in regulation, and the Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers, Eastern Conference champions in 2023. A victorious edition of the Cats Recap Show is coming up on the other side of the break. We'll have some sound from the dressing room coming here in time. Our own Manny Chang is downstairs working his way through the crowd to try and bring us as close as we can get to the celebration. Kevin Rogers is standing by. Robert Grieper's up here with me in the booth, keeping everything in line. 4-3 in regulation. The Panthers get it done. We'll step aside. We'll come back, and we will go back through what took place tonight. A 4-3 Panthers win in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. They sweep the series, and the Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup Final. Cats Recap Show next. This is the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
This has been Florida Panthers Hockey. The team coverage doesn't stop now. More with the Cats Recap Show coming up on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Get ready, South Florida hockey fans. Funky Buddha is back as official craft beer of the Florida Panthers. Cheer on the Cats with a cold Funky Buddha beer in hand all season long. And be sure to visit the revamped Funky Buddha tap room at FLA Live Arena, just across from Pantherland, for a variety of ferociously funky draft beers and good vibes. From the Floridian Wheat Beer to Hopgun IPA, Funky Buddha is bringing exceptional beer and unique brewery experience to every home game. See you there, and go Panthers. Funky Buddha Brewery, Oakland Park, Florida. Get funky responsibly.
Are you jealous of your neighbor's or best friend's outdoor kitchen? You can have your own in 3 easy steps. Go visit profitoutdoorliving.com. Schedule your free outdoor kitchen design consult with one of our design specialists. We do a live virtual session with you using our very own 3D design software to create the outdoor kitchen of your dreams. We have dealers throughout the United States and in some cases ship direct. Don't forget to visit us at profitoutdoorliving.com. Look us up on TikTok at Profit Kitchens or give us a call at 718-532-4333.
You love watching, following, and sometimes even playing the game. Don't ever let an injury keep you from it. Let the all-pro staff at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers, get you back to what you love. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information. Doesn't it feel good to know you can go where the pros go?
Pest Pro Ridol, trusted by the best to keep away the pests. For all your pest control needs, call the professionals at Pest Pro Ridol to schedule your appointment. 954-247-4087. Pest Pro Ridol provides pest control to homes, restaurants, hotels, offices, condominiums, warehouses. Call 954-247-4087 or go to mypestpro.com. mypestpro.com.
This is the Cats Recap Show, presented by Verizon, the network America relies on the Florida Panthers Radio Network. Coming up, the 3 stars of the game, a look back at tonight's game, and a preview of the Cats' next game.
Kachuk out at the right point covering. 15 seconds in regulation. Kachuk, Reinhardt near circle. Reinhardt in the circle. Shot, and it's fought off by Anderson. Barkov right circle. Down to the goal line. Kachuk in front shot. He scores! He scores! He scores! Matthew Kachuk, a power play goal! It's 4-3 Panthers with 4.3 seconds to go in regulation time. The Panthers take a 4-3 lead in the waning seconds. A power play goal for Matthew Kachuk, and the Panthers are 4.3 seconds away from an Eastern Conference championship and a trip to the Stanley Cup final. Can you believe it? When the chips are down, when the stakes are the highest, it's number 19 in red coming through.
Cats Recap Show begins now. Kevin Rogers and Doug Plagans with you. Matthew freaking Kachuk. Game-winning goal in Game 1. Game-winning goal in Game 2, both in overtime. Tonight, didn't make it quite to overtime, but he scores a goal in the final seconds of regulation. 4-3 win for the Panthers over the game Carolina Hurricanes. Panthers pull off their first ever sweep in the playoffs as well, and they advance the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 1996. And they will face either the Vegas Golden Knights or Dallas Stars up next. But the Panthers, after being down 3-1 to the Boston Bruins, they come back, win that series. They knock Toronto out in 5. They knock Carolina out in 4. Unbelievable story for this franchise, a year removed from winning the President's Trophy, and now they're in the Stanley Cup final as we begin the Cats Recap Show at a very raucous FLA Live arena with the voice of the Panthers, Doug Plagans.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Panthers get it done here tonight. The Panthers, a 4-3 win in dramatic fashion. And again, hats off to the Carolina Hurricanes for a hard-fought series. And we can't emphasize that enough. These two teams battled. And I know you look at it on the surface, and for the Panthers, it was a sweep. But every game went down to the wire. And the Panthers, they were just a hair better in each game, and they were able to get these 1-goal wins. They've been comfortable in these situations, so comfortable they've been able to take 4 straight 1-goal wins over Carolina and parlay it into a trip to the Stanley Cup final, an Eastern Conference championship, and some of the most dramatic finishes that you could imagine, especially here in this series. The 3 stars of the game, no surprise here, all members of the Panthers. Ryan Lomberg, number 3 star tonight. And he scored that big goal, stood as the go-ahead goal for a long time in this game. Ryan Lomberg with that big one back in the second period. That 3-2 lead held up for a long time. Looked like for a while that was going to be the game-winning goal. But Carolina tied it. Jesper Fast late in the game. Kevin will have the full rundown coming up here for you in a moment. But Ryan Lomberg, not only did he score that big goal tonight, but in typical Ryan Lomberg fashion, he was making plays around the puck all night long. He was getting in hard on the forecheck, doing everything you expect out of Ryan Lomberg. But Ryan Lomberg in tonight's game was kind of thrust into some extra duty. Eetu Luostarinen, remember, we didn't see him after the second period in this one, and Eetu Luostarinen was limited to just 7 minutes, 32 seconds. He blocked that Brett Pesce shot back in the second period. We didn't see him the rest of the way, so no update on that. We'll get one when we can. He gets the 3rd star, Ryan Lomberg does in this one. Sergei Bobrovsky, 36 saves, another win. He continues his brilliance. He's the second star tonight. Sergei Bobrovsky in the playoffs is now 11-2 in 14 games. The number one star, no surprise, Matthew Tkachuk. 2 goals, including the game winner, played 18 minutes, 48 seconds in tonight's game. Power play goal for the game winner. Four shots on net, second among Panthers in this one. Only for the Panthers did Sam Bennett have more, but for the Panthers, Matthew Tkachuk, 2, including the game winner with 4.9 seconds technically. 4.3 seconds were on the clock showing when the puck went in the net. They tacked 0.6 back on for the face-off that ensued. But either way, inside 5 seconds to play, Matthew Tkachuk had the eventual game-winning goal in this one, and it was his 9th of the playoffs, and he continues his just unbelievable individual playoff run that has really helped propel this team playoff run. 3 games in the series in which Matthew Tkachuk had the game-winning goal. 1 was in regulation, and 2, games 1 and 2 were in overtime. This may as well have been an overtime winner because I don't think anything was going to happen after that one was scored with inside 5 seconds to play. So Matthew Tkachuk takes home top star honors. We'll run through a lot of what happened here tonight. We'll have all the highlights, all the stats, and our own Manny Chang is down there somewhere in the middle of the locker room celebration, gathering some post-game sound. So we'll try and bring you inside the dressing room the best that we can as Manny's down there right now. And he'll get in those media scrums, and he'll get some happy Florida Panthers, I'd imagine, he's going to be chatting with down there, and that all the media are going to be chatting with. So we'll have that coming over the air for you here at some point during the Cats Recap Show, probably coming up in our third segment after Kevin walks us through everything that took place tonight, coming up straight ahead. Now, as far as what comes after this, well, Panthers fans driving home, I think I speak for all of you right now when I say maybe we all become Dallas Stars fans here for a little bit, because at the very least, and I'm not saying, I'm never one to pick the matchups or say, oh, which team would I rather face? I'm done playing that game. I don't play that game. And you know what? I always tell everybody, I'll take any matchup. You know why? Because that means you're in the matchup. That means you're there. I'll take any matchup. But Vegas has a 3-0 lead in that series. So at this point, the Panthers know their ticket's punched. That Western Conference final game is going to be tomorrow, game 4. So if Dallas could at least get 1 or 2 out of this, just extend that thing, it could play in the Panthers' favor if that series could just get extended as much as possible and maybe get the Panthers a chance to get an edge in the rest department, maybe build up some wear and tear on whoever comes out of that Western Conference side. So I know all eyes are going to be over on the Western Conference. And again, both teams over there are very good teams. There's no doubt about it. You can't fake your way into the conference final. But right now, Vegas has a commanding series lead. So that's where I'd say, as Panthers fans, I think you all just want to hope at very least, hope that Dallas at least wins a game or 2. At very least, to extend that series out a few days, get your Florida Panthers a chance to catch a breather here, because ultimately they are going to have to go onto the road to start that Stanley Cup final series, whether it's in Vegas or in Dallas. They are going to be going on the road to start that series. So, again, I think it would benefit the Panthers if the Dallas Stars at very least could pick up a win or 2 over in that Western Conference final series. 4-3, the Panthers get it done tonight in regulation. They punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup final. As for things on this end, folks, a couple of things to get to before we hand it to the break. And again, we will have a full rundown of everything that took place tonight coming up, and then we'll have, of course, some locker room sound, we believe, coming your way. Folks, the Cats have won this one, and when the Cats win, you win. You can go win tomorrow when you wear your Panthers gear to a participating Huey Magoo's location. Buy a 3-tender meal and get 1 free at Huey Magoo's. And something else of note for you, I know if you're driving home, if you're tuned in tonight to the Cats Recap Show, first of all, we thank you. Second of all, Panthers fans, your Cats have punched their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final. Sign up for pre-sale ticket access now. You'll want to jot this down. If you're driving, voice it into something, just make a mental note. But sign up for pre-sale ticket access now at floridapanthers.com/Stanley Cup. Remember that. That's the trophy the Panthers are playing for now. floridapanthers.com/Stanley Cup. Secure your spot to be a part of history as the Cats make their second Stanley Cup final appearance in franchise history. floridapanthers.com/Stanley Cup. Get in on the pre-sale ticket access. So that is where you go. As for dates, times, all that info, we don't even have an opponent lined up yet. So we'll get that when we get it. FloridaPanthers.com/playoff central. We'll have all that. 4-3, the Panthers get it done in regulation. They punch a ticket to the Stanley Cup final, and Kevin Rogers walks you through exactly what took place tonight, tells you exactly how it happened. That's straight ahead, right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers.
Metro Group Miami, corporate partner of the Florida Panthers. The home of Metro Signs and Metro Wraps has been South Florida's business choice for quality signs and graphics for over 34 years. No sign is too big or too small for the experts at Metro. They bring brands to life. Call them today, 954-983-6662, 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to learn what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, your everything team. Are you jealous of your neighbor's or best friend's outdoor kitchen? You can have your own in 3 easy steps. Go visit ProfitOutdoorLiving.com. Schedule your free outdoor kitchen design consult with one of our design specialists. We do a live virtual session with you using our very own 3D design software to create the outdoor kitchen of your dreams. We have dealers throughout the United States and in some cases ship direct. Don't forget to visit us at ProfitOutdoorLiving.com. Look us up on TikTok at Profit Kitchens or give us a call at 718-532-4333. The Florida Panthers are back on the ice, and this season, you can be in the stands to experience it all live. Shop a wide variety of seats for every game from Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of the Florida Panthers and the NHL. And make sure you don't miss a single moment. And rest assured, if your plans change, Ticketmaster has you covered. You can securely sell your seats to other fans with just a few taps. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com/Florida Panthers.
Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers.
Cats Recap Show continues. Kevin Rogers with you. A victorious edition, a happy edition. Why? Because the Florida Panthers pulled off the 4-game sweep of the Carolina Hurricanes. 4-3 victory. Matthew Tkachuk, game-winning goal, third game-winning goal of the series. And the Panthers are headed to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 1996. And the Panthers still an opponent undetermined. The Vegas Golden Knights on the doorstep because they're up 3-0 on Dallas in the West with Game 4 tomorrow. But the Panthers, they took care of their business. They avoided a return to Raleigh, and they picked up 4 wins over the Carolina Hurricanes by a goal apiece. And if you look back, even back to the Toronto series, the Panthers, amazingly, think about this for a second. The Panthers have played now 8 straight games decided by a goal. That's how close these games have been. And the biggest margin of victory by any team since the Panthers won that Game 5 at Boston, 2 goals. 2 wins by the Panthers. They have 1 loss during the stretch. That was Game 4 against Toronto. Before we get to the recap of the game, first let's pause for station identification across the Florida Panthers radio network.
The home of Florida Panthers hockey, AM 560 Sports, WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton.
All right, let's take a look back at what unfolded tonight. The Panthers looking to pull off the sweep of the Hurricanes. Panthers off that 1-0 win in Game 3. And the Panthers, with Alexander Barkov back in the lineup tonight. Sergei Bobrovsky again back in net. Frederick Anderson in net for Carolina. And the Panthers, they're undefeated in the postseason when scoring the first goal. And it took them just 41 seconds to Duke. Anthony Duclair, he would give the Panthers the early lead.
In front for Hagee, Barkov, Duclair. Oh, what a save made by Frederick Anderson. Got a piece, but Duclair the rebound, and he scores, and Anthony Duclair gets the Panthers on the board. 41 seconds into the game, he picks up the rebound and catches in. Anthony Duclair, Panthers lead 1-0. What a setup in front, and what a brilliant save first by Anderson, but it was Duclair there to pick up his own rebound, and he comes up with a huge goal, and the Panthers are in business early in this one.
41 seconds into the first period, third playoff goal for Anthony Duclair, Alexander Barkov, and Carter Verhaeghe with the assist, and the Panthers out of the shoot up 1-0. Halfway through the first, the Panthers would get on the power play, and Matthew Tkachuk, you've heard his name throughout the entire series, throughout the entire season. He's a Hart Trophy finalist, and Tkachuk, he would give the Panthers a 2-0 lead.
Would be Verhaeghe to the near circle. Wrist shot blocked off the end boards. It's going to be picked up by Burns, and he'll play it out the line. Held in Verhaeghe. Forsling. Right side Ekblad. Bounces one in front. A shot. They score. And it's Matthew Tkachuk from right out in front of the net. 2-0 Panthers. A power play goal with 9:37 to play here in the opening frame.
10:23 into the first. Matthew Tkachuk, his 8th goal of the postseason. His 3rd of the series comes in the power play. Aaron Ekblad and Gustav Forsling with the assist, and the Panthers up 2-0. However, a few minutes later, Carolina, who was blanked in Game 3, they would break through and cut the lead in half.
McEachern tries to play one out to the point. Martinook then a long drive. It's loose. Back behind Bobrovsky. Poked it. And they score. Picking up the rebound was Paul Stastny. Got a piece of that one after the long-distance point shot. It was Shea who let that shot go from the line, and the puck went off the iron and kind of went at a standstill in the blue paint behind Bobrovsky, and the veteran Stastny able to get there first. It's been a long time since Carolina scored a goal in this series.
Paul Stastny with his 4th of the playoffs, and that would give the Hurricanes their first goal of the night. 13:03 into the first period. Brady Shea and Jordan Martinook with the assist, and 2-1. The Panthers would lead at that point. In the second period, less than 3 minutes in, Teuvo Teravainen, who had been hurt during the first round against the Islanders, he would score his first of the postseason to tie things up at 2 apiece.
Puck played back into the Panthers zone down to let Mark Stahl. Kept it away from Drury, and now a foot race down low. Stahl played it around. Taken back. The Hurricanes have it to the line. A shot Shea, and it's blocked out in front. A chance they score. Teravainen has tied this game for the Hurricanes.
And that goal by Teravainen, his first of the postseason. Brady Shea and Jesperi Kotkaniemi with the assist there. 2:51 into the second period. And the Panthers and the Hurricanes all tied up at 2. Halfway through the second period, though, a turnover by Carolina in their own zone, and Ryan Lomberg on the finishing end to give the Panthers back the lead at 3-2.
Eric Stahl at the near side. Lomberg got around a check, but the puck did bounce away. Lomberg fights to get it back. Backhand feed in close. Eric Stahl front of the net. Colin White. Lomberg, and he scores! And the Panthers take a 3-2 lead. What a setup in front, and it's Ryan Lomberg there to bury it. The Panthers are back up a goal. Ryan Lomberg makes it 3-2 with 10:11 to play in the second.
And that goal there by Ryan Lomberg, his first of the postseason, 9:49 to the second period. Colin White and Eric Stahl with the assist there, and the Panthers up 3-2. So 3-2 after 2, and the Panthers trying to close things out, but Carolina, they were not going to go away. Jesper Fast able to tie things up with a few minutes remaining.
He'll rip it up the far side. Bennett had it poked away. Chance in front. Shea in a right pad save made by Sergei Bobrovsky as he protects this Panthers 3-2 lead. And now it's worked to the near circle. Stastny after Shea shot. It's wide. Another golden opportunity for Brady Shea that time. He just put a wide Martinook in front of shot, and they score. And it's Jesper Fast on the setup in front. And he ties the game at 3 with 3:22 to play in regulation time.
And it seemed like the Panthers were that close to shutting the door on the Hurricanes and avoiding overtime. 16:38 into the third. Jesper Fast, his 6th of the postseason. Jordan Martinook and Jalen Chatfield with the assist to tie things up at 3. However, though, there was not going to be overtime. Spoiler alert, the Panthers were not going to extend this game. Why? Because in the final seconds of regulation, who came to the rescue? Number 19, Matthew Tkachuk. Panthers on the power play, and he would finish off the sweep and the Eastern Conference Championship with his late goal.
Tkachuk out at the right point, covering 15 seconds in regulation. Tkachuk, Reinhart near circle. Reinhart in the circle, shot, and it's fought off by Anderson. Barkov right circle, down to the goal line. Tkachuk in front of shot. He scores! He scores! He scores! Matthew Tkachuk, a power play goal! It's 4-3 Panthers with 4.3 seconds to go in regulation time. The Panthers take a 4-3 lead in the waning seconds.
And that goal by Matthew Tkachuk, his third of the series as far as the game winner, his fourth of the series overall, but his third game-winning goal, power play goal, 1955 to the third period, his ninth of the postseason. Alexander Barkov and Sam Reinhart with the assists. So Barkov back tonight after he left Game 3 early. He had 2 assists, and the Panthers hold on for the 4-3 win over a Carolina Hurricanes team that won the Metro, very well coached by Rod Brindamore, very feisty team, but they just couldn't get over the hump. Panthers win all 4 games by 1 goal apiece. Sergei Bobrovsky, 36 saves on 39 shots inside the Panthers' net, while Frederik Andersen, 20 saves on 24 shots for the Carolina Hurricanes. And the Panthers pull off the first sweep in franchise history, amazingly, and they're able to do it here in the Eastern Conference Final. Second Stanley Cup Final appearance, 1996. They lost in 4 games to the Colorado Avalanche, but the Panthers looking for their first Stanley Cup title, and we'll see if they can get it against either Vegas or Dallas coming up in the next round. Coming up, we'll have sound from the locker room. Also, we have the JetBlue Out of Town scoreboard as we continue the celebration. The Panthers a 4-3 win over the Carolina Hurricanes to pull off the 4-game sweep and win the Eastern Conference Championship. And the Panthers headed to the Stanley Cup Final. Panthers 4, the Hurricanes 3, right here. You're listening to the Cats Recap Show on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Is your plumbing putting you in the penalty box? Is your AC icing? Call General Plumbing and Air Conditioning and let them provide you with unmatched red carpet service for all your plumbing and AC needs. With 24-hour emergency service 7 days a week, including holidays, they're ready to serve the Palm Beaches with professional, experienced, and friendly technicians. So take a shot with General Plumbing and Air Conditioning, proud partner of the Florida Panthers. Call today, 561-559-7711. That's 561-559-7711. Or find them online at generalplumbing.com. Go Panthers!
Panthers fans, download Upside to be a cashback champion. With the new Upside app, you earn cash back on the essentials you need and find cash in places you never expected, like your favorite restaurant, your go-to grocery store, and that gas station you always stop at. All the places you go, there's cash back waiting for you to find it. Will Upside earn you enough money to quit your job and become a full-time Panthers fan? Probably not, but it will give you a little something extra, like enough cash back to bring some friends to the next game or to treat yourself to some new Panthers swag. There's nothing like a Panthers win and a few unexpected bucks to brighten your day. That's life on the Upside. Download the free Upside app and use promo code GOCATS for an extra 25 cents per gallon back on your first fill up. That's promo code GOCATS for an extra 25 cents per gallon. Download Upside today to earn cash back at thousands of gas stations, restaurants, and grocery stores.
Get ready, South Florida hockey fans. Funky Buddha is back as official craft beer of the Florida Panthers. Cheer on the Cats with a cold Funky Buddha beer in hand all season long. And be sure to visit the revamped Funky Buddha tap room at FLA Live Arena, just across from Pantherland, for a variety of ferociously funky draft beers and good vibes. From the Floridian wheat beer to Hopgun IPA, Funky Buddha is bringing exceptional beer and unique brewery experience to every home game. See you there, and go Panthers. Funky Buddha Brewery, Oakland Park, Florida. Get funky responsibly.
Cats Recap Show continues. Kevin Rogers, Doug Plagens with you. Panthers headed to the Stanley Cup Final. That is not a joke. It's real life. Panthers sweep the Carolina Hurricanes 4-0. Matthew Tkachuk, the game-winning goal in the final seconds of regulation. Panthers beat the Hurricanes 4-3 as the Panthers advancing to the Stanley Cup final against an opponent we don't know yet, even though the Vegas Golden Knights up 3-0 over the Dallas Stars. Game 4 of that series tomorrow. So let's just say it now. The JetBlue out-of-town scoreboard, JetBlue, the official airline of the Florida Panthers, and the Golden Knights will try to pull off the sweep of the Stars tomorrow. Western Conference Final, Game 4 in Dallas. And Vegas up 3-0. They won the first 2 at home in overtime. They blew out Dallas in Game 3. And we'll see if the Panthers will hook up with the Golden Knights potentially in the Stanley Cup final. Again, Vegas got to win one more game, but right now, Vegas on the doorstep of their second Stanley Cup final appearance in their very long history of 5 years, and they made it their first year, so we'll see what happens. But the Panthers, they have punched their ticket in to the Stanley Cup final. As we continue the Cats Recap Show with Doug Plagans, he is at FLA Live Arena, and just an amazing thing, Doug. I was there in 1996, seeing Billy Lindsay and the rest of the Panthers make it all the way to the Stanley Cup final, and now they do it again. They do it again in different circumstances, but still a fun ride, though, Doug.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about, Kevin. And you and I have worked a ton of games here together, and you're a South Florida native. You've watched every team in this town play a lot over the course of your life. And I was going to ask you about that because I know that you, as a fan, you and your dad went to a lot of games during that 1996 playoff run. But to put it in kind of historical context, historical perspective, this team, this particular group, already at this point, I think safe to say that they've etched themselves into the South Florida sports lore with the combination of what the teams accomplished, the way the teams accomplished it, and Kevin, with the individuals that they've got here as well, who've put up some great runs, again, from an individual perspective. But and I think we saw it with the over 20,000 who've been on hand for all these playoff games, Kevin. I think this team has done their part in putting themselves into the history books as far as South Florida sports is concerned, haven't they?
They have, and just the comparison between 1996 and 2023, that 1996, I mean, we've worked with Billy for years, and he would tell you it's a feisty team. This wasn't a number one seed at all, and they were able to knock off some big dogs, the Flyers, Rod Brindamore, who we saw tonight on the Carolina side. He was on that Flyer team with Eric Lindros and John LeClaire. But then they beat Pittsburgh in the second round, or in the third round, rather, in the conference finals with Lemieux and Yager. And unfortunately, they ran into a tough Colorado team who was, an excellent team. But the expectations were a little different there. It was kind of like a Cinderella story. This team, this Panther team in 2022, 2023, in spite of being an 8 seed, wild card 2, whatever you want to call it, this is not a Cinderella story with them, that they are a year removed from winning the President's Trophy. Things didn't work out. The run didn't work out the way they wanted to. They made some changes. Paul Maurice comes in, and look, the job he's done is, I feel, is very understated because, he came in and some adjustments, things like that. It's worked. They just let it play out, and that happened. And look, Matthew Tkachuk, just the addition of him to this team before tonight, even you say it's unbelievable. I said it was the best trade they've ever made in franchise history, but adding him with Barkov, with Verhaeghe, they get Bennett, they get Reinhart, they draft Ekblad, they get Montour, they signed Bobrovsky, so many other names I didn't even mention. They get Duclair, they get all these other guys, and yet people look at this team as, they pull off these upsets. Yeah, they upset Boston. Yeah, that's an upset. They won 65 games in the regular season, but I don't think they upset Toronto. I don't think they upset Carolina. They're more on the same level of those teams. So just what they've done is, and you know what, too, getting to the Stanley Cup final, regardless of Vegas or Dallas, this is more even than it was in 96. Colorado was the best team in the NHL. That was a tough series.
They were loaded with Hall of Famers.
Yeah. And you saw that what they beat Detroit in the playoffs. I mean, you follow the Red Wings for a long time. Like that Colorado team, that's an elite team. And unfortunately, the Panthers kind of ran out of gas there, and they're playing Sakic and Forsberg and Patrick Waugh. But this time around, this is a little more even, whoever the Panthers play in the West. Both very good teams, Vegas and Dallas. But this is not going to be like it was as one-sided there. So the Panthers do have a realistic shot to win this whole thing.
No question about it. Kevin Rogers, I can speak. You, Billy, and Billy will be back with us the rest of the way and all the way through the Stanley Cup final as well. He was on assignment with NHL Network tonight, and I'm sure he might be on NHL Network right now if we flip on our television. But again, he'll be with us the rest of the way. But I can say working these games with you, with Billy, Robert Grieper's here right now. Manny Chang is working his way through the humanity and the celebration in the locker room night. We've actually got some sound queued up here from Ryan Lomberg that Manny was able to get us from downstairs here. So again, working these games every night, and Danny Garcia back in the studio, making sure this stuff goes to the air as Manny sends it along. It's been an honor to work all these games with you and to be able to move on to the Stanley Cup final now and watch the Panthers compete for the game's biggest prize. It's truly a thrill and an honor, and I know we look forward to the Stanley Cup final. Kevin, once again, thanks for great work tonight, as always, sir.
And Doug, I'm very happy for you that you get to call a Stanley Cup final. So I'm very happy that you get that opportunity, and it's just great for you. So thank you very much, and I'll talk to you for the Stanley Cup final.
We will all be there. Thank you very much, Kevin. And again, working with this crew and again, working with this team and calling the games for all of you tuned in out there, all the great Panthers fans in and beyond South Florida. We thank you very much, and it means the world to be able to go through all this with all of you as well. Well, we've got some sound queued up from down in the locker room. I know a lot of you folks are on whether it's 595 or 95 or the Sawgrass Expressway or I-75 or Alligator Alley or wherever you're going right now. The Turnpike, that I already say that, wherever you're going right now. Or if you're just driving around the streets right now, maybe you don't have to get on a highway. Lucky you don't have to get on a highway to get home from the arena. You might already be home. You're probably sitting in your driveway then, if that's the case. I know there are some of you out there who do, and we thank you very much for it. Let's get some sound from the locker room. Manny Chang sent this along. He was just downstairs as Ryan Lomberg was speaking to the media.
Yeah, it's nice, no doubt. We worked hard all year, to put ourselves in this position, and obviously tremendously proud of all the guys. Truly team effort.
Oh, Bob's performance, man, throughout this entire playoffs, but tonight, ridiculous. I mean, the dude is a brick wall.
Yeah, you can't say enough good things about him. Obviously, it's kind of been the story all playoff run long is how hard he works, how dedicated he is, and for us in this locker room, there's really no surprise that he's getting the payoff that he is.
Nobody gave you guys a chance, and now not only you win, but you sweep the Carolina.
Yeah, obviously it's not easy. They have a great coach, great team, but again, tremendously proud of the group.
Bobby, can you walk us through your goal and just what it felt like to celebrate with that crowd and everything like that?
Yeah, it was awesome. Obviously very thankful for all the fans being as loud as they were. It's just kind of the MO of our line, keeping it simple, chip a puck and make a play down low, and obviously thankful for it.
Chucky's been that guy for you guys all playoffs. Just what was the reaction like on the bench after you saw that one go in?
Yeah, I think Chucky is that guy, so no surprise. But obviously thrilled to see it go in. The place was pretty electric.
As far as hockey moments go for you, just the feeling that you had when that goal went in with 4 seconds left, can you just describe that?
Yeah, tough to describe. Pretty cool for sure. We're going to enjoy it tonight, and then same story, recover and come back ready to work.
Is there anyone more clutch than Tkachuk?
I don't think so. No, can't find him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Ryan Lomberg downstairs talked to the media moments ago, thanks to our own Manny Chang, and he's been hard at work. He's sending more up there. And Danny Garcia, I already lost track. We got Aaron Ekblad now. Is that is accurate? Let's go to that. We've got Aaron Ekblad from our friend from our flagship home 560 WQAM. Matt Wilson sent this one along. Here's Aaron Ekblad talking to the media downstairs.
Yeah, for someone on the bench, sure, what as confident as you can be with that group. I mean, they've been doing it. They've been doing a great job all series, making adjustments, finding a way to get it done. Obviously, it was kind of tough early on. That's what it's all about, making adjustments.
What was it like, just for you? What was your reaction? What went through your head when Chucky scored the goal at the end?
Just pure happiness. Rubbing beards with Mark Stahl. Yeah, that's what we've been doing all series, so it's been fun.
Heck, obviously, there's another trophy you want, but just for how long you've been here to see that trophy out there, Marky carrying it off the ice, just what was going through kind of the emotions for you?
Yeah, it's a cool feeling. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, Eastern Conference champions is really cool. No doubt about it. But at the end of the day, we have our eyes on something different. It's a great opportunity, a chance to do it right. So it's what a cool thing. Not to my knowledge. We just talked about it when we were out there during the game.
You went 11 of 12. Was this kind of in your mind at all at any point in this run of we're just going to keep winning and not lose basically again?
Yeah, no. The message is always, just play for the next day. Play that day. Live in the moment. We battled for so long now that it's kind of second nature for us to play the right way.
Now that you can really look back on it, January, you guys are 9 points out. Could you actually picture this?
No, simply you couldn't. It's hard, man. The ebbs and flows of a hockey season are much harder on us than it is anybody else, right? It's the ups and downs, the injuries, the sadness that you can get from the sport is unexplainable. So to have a chance and an opportunity like this, to have that feeling, is just really cool.
When the final buzzer, when you saw the ground come down, the crowd goes, you've been here a long time. Just how was the emotion on your level, just seeing all that from the crowd?
That's just, I can't explain. It's great. It's awesome. We love it.
Thanks.
So Aaron Ekblad there downstairs, and we've got more coming your way from downstairs. So we have Carter Verhaeghe queued up now as he spoke to the media downstairs. And again, big credit to our guys down there, Manny Chang and Matt Wilson, working their way through the humanity and the celebration in the locker room to make sure that we got as close as we could to all the proceedings that were taking place. Here's Carter Verhaeghe's media availability downstairs.
Start of January, nobody would have believed it if somebody would have said that Florida Panthers is going to play in the Stanley Cup Finals. So it's been...
would you believe it?
I mean, we all want to get there, but I would say I believe it, but maybe not truly, We were in a bad spot. It was a long way to get to this moment, so you don't think too much. You just go day by day, game by game, and you don't you have dreams, but you have small goals. Every week you want to win, every game you want to win. So yeah, if somebody would have said in start of January that we're gonna be here, that would have been crazy to hear.
It's your second season, and you're gonna go to the Stanley Cup Final. Is the excitement level getting to you right now after this game?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to stay focused at the moment. I didn't want to think too far, but I mean, that's something we all dream about. Me waking up as a little boy in Finland at 3 a.m. just to watch the Stanley Cup Finals, So it's a big thing. It's something you dream of since you started to play hockey, and it's even bigger here in America than back in Europe and Finland, but. I started to realize where we are now.
What does it mean to you to see Barkov get to carry that trophy off too, as a fellow Finn, someone who I'm sure grew up watching him a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the nicest thing to see. I know him very well. We've been talking a lot since I came start of last year here. I've heard all the ups and downs he has had here, the team organization have had. But I'm really happy that the last 2 years we're able to take steps to the right direction. And of course, he's captain from the same country as me. Seeing him and try to follow his lead, that's amazing to do.
What was it like on the bench at the end? The goal there?
I mean, we all walked here with 4 seconds and we were just so fired up, but a little nervous about the replay that the refs did. But I mean, unbelievable feeling.
You can kind of see it developing too, right? He got it and was like, oh, he's going to score.
Yeah, I saw it was chalky, so I was waiting to go in.
Sweeping is one thing, but to win like that, I mean, that's just got to be a hockey moment forever, right?
Yeah, we didn't think about sweeping. We just went every game to play the game. We gave everything. And I mean, 2 overtime wins, they almost all overtime wins. So it's not easy games. It's not easy to win. But I'm really happy how the team was able to battle tight games after that.
I know you guys are enjoying this moment right now. When you think about
Downstairs in the locker room, I know we threw it to. We said that was Carter Verhage. Our apologies. That was our friend Anton Lundell downstairs in the dressing room. As a matter of fact, we're trying to get you all this as quickly as we can, and I know we all want to hear from as many guys as we can. So we're just getting it on the air. Hey, everybody's happy, and we want to hear what everybody has to say. That was Anton Lundell downstairs in the dressing room. Danny Garcia tells me back in the studio we've got Anthony Duclair ready to go. Let's hear how he reacted to this big win tonight.
Yeah, it's obviously a dream come true, not only for myself, but for a lot of guys in this room. And, job's not done, obviously, but we got time to take the time tonight to enjoy this. And, obviously this doesn't come around too often. So, just super proud of everybody. Since training camp, everybody's just bought in. Not many people have, taken us to be this far. And only this guy's in the locker room, I believe, since day one.
Speaking of time, 4 seconds left. Chucky comes up with that unbelievable goal to send you guys to the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, that was just wild.
Yeah, I mean, big time player, make big time plays. He's been a leader since game one, since that first game in Long Island. You can just see it. He was pumped to be here, and he's carried the whole team with him. So, super proud of him, super happy, and what a clutch player he's been all series.
And Bobby was on another level today. I mean, all series, all playoffs. I mean, just talk about Bob's performance.
Yeah, I mean, since he's come in, since round one, he's been so solid, so calm back there, and that gives us so much confidence playing in front of him. And we're gonna make mistakes, and he's there to bail us out. So I think it was 2 or 3 goals against past 8 games. So he's been rock solid, and like I said, he's been a rock back there.
You were in a very good place physically 12 months ago. Just everyone's got their journey to get to the Stanley Cup final, but you went through an awful lot to get on the ice this season. What's this moment mean, given where you were a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, I started training camp on a scooter on one leg. And if you told me I'd be in this position right now, I probably wouldn't believe you. But yeah, a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice. Only these guys in the locker room know what I've been through, and just the support I got from everyone, fans. As well, it's been unbelievable, and I'm just happy to be here. Just blessed to be in this position, and just to help the team, any way I can.
Goals have been in a premium basically this whole series. So when you score with less than a minute into the game, how much did that help the team give you guys confidence, kind of get you guys fired up?
Yeah, for sure. It's a huge confidence booster when you're up ahead, especially early on. And you got the goal legs, as we call it. You keep going, and you just want to build confidence. And then Chucky put one in there and right after, and obviously we weren't expecting Carolina to fold there. We were expecting them to come hard, and they did. They came right to the end. So credit to them. But again, our whole team stepped up tonight.
57 seconds left. You guys get a power play. Given the way these games have tended to end for you guys, are you feeling pretty certain you're going to score there?
Yeah, I mean, our first unit there has been rock solid this series, and I've come clutch in key moments. So again, very confident when those guys hopped on the ice there last minute, and you can just sense it from the bench, and it was coming.
I mean, you spent
Thank you.
So Anthony Duclair downstairs in the dressing room. We may have one more coming your way. We'll stand by here and see. But in the meantime, folks, enjoy this one. We don't have any times and dates or even an opponent yet for the Stanley Cup Final. Hey, if you're a Panthers fan, you should be rooting for the Dallas Stars to at least extend that Western Conference Final by a game or two, and just maybe throw a little bit more wear and tear on the Vegas Golden Knights if that's going to be the winner of that series. Of course, they are up 3-0. History's on their side. We all know all that. But, hey, if the Dallas Stars can get a win or 2 or 3 and just push that thing out as long as possible, that could benefit the Panthers moving ahead. But, again, the Panthers get it done in the most dramatic of regulation fashions tonight. Inside the final 5 seconds, Matthew Tkachuk, second of the game. A 4-3 Panthers win. It was a power play goal. Jordan Stahl was in the box. Remember, he tripped Gus Forsling late in the game, and that put him in the box. So Matthew Tkachuk coming through with the last shot, if you will. and he gets it done tonight. So Panthers take care of this one, 4-3 the final. They sweep the Eastern Conference final 4-0, and it looks like that's going to be it for our locker room sound, but hope everybody enjoyed that. Trying to bring you as close to the locker room experience as we can while you're driving home tonight or while you're out and about here this evening. The Panthers in overtime, or I should say not in overtime, a game that was on the verge of going to overtime. They get it done before overtime, 4-3, and it's Matthew Tkachuk who scored overtime winners in games 1 and 2. And gets one that may as well have been an overtime goal coming in the final 5 seconds. There wasn't really any time for Carolina after that to get anything going. So 4-3, the Panthers take care of business. They sweep the Eastern Conference final. And the Panthers, folks, yes, the Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup final. The Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup final. So that's where things are right now. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank all of you who tuned in this evening. I think I broke my phone charger, guys. I need to go to Walmart tomorrow. I think this thing did not survive the conference final. It's this I'm going to have to replace. Got to get a new one for the Cup final. I can't have my phone battery die during the Stanley Cup final. The Panthers take care of business here in Game 4. 4-3 is the final tonight. They sweep the conference final. And they take care of the Carolina Hurricanes. Kevin mentioned it too. Boston in round 1, Toronto in round 2, Carolina in round 3. There is no easy road in the playoffs, but the Panthers on the way to the Stanley Cup final knocked out 3 legitimate heavyweights, 3 contenders, 3 teams that came into the season and then came into the playoffs expecting to have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. None of them are going to, because the Florida Panthers here in 2023 had other ideas. So we await further information on the Stanley Cup final. Lots to be determined before, obviously, a schedule can come out. We need to see that Western Conference series end before any of that can take place. But, again, enjoy this one, everybody. I know we are. 4-3, the Panthers get it done in regulation tonight, and they move on to the Stanley Cup final. And there was a time, once upon a time, I like to go back to this. There was a time when 16 out of 21 teams made the playoffs in the National Hockey League. And if you were the last team in, if you were the 16th best team in a league of 21, you were probably getting rolled in the first round. We're talking back in the 80s. You were going to probably play the Oilers or the Islanders, and it was probably not going to go very well. But in today's NHL, 16 out of 32 get in. There are a handful of teams every year that miss the playoffs on the fringes that are probably capable of winning a round or two in the playoffs. You can't fake your way into the Stanley Cup playoffs anymore. If you get in, and I know the Boston Bruins won 65 games, had a historic regular season. The Panthers got in by a point in the final week. I understand that. But I think nowadays, in a salary cap era where the talent is so spread out and every team has elite skill, once you get in, the gap between, say, the 1st and 16th teams in the playoffs in a given year is just not that wide. And I know the Panthers were the second wild card in the Eastern Conference, but during the regular season, they were tough on the Bruins. They bounced the Bruins in round 1. They got by the Leafs in round 2. And now they take care of the Carolina Hurricanes in the conference final. On to the Stanley Cup final. We'll talk to you for the Stanley Cup final. Obviously, we'll have it all for you. Billy and I will be along for all the Stanley Cup final coming up. 4-3, the Panthers get it done. In the meantime, everybody, enjoy this one. The second Eastern Conference championship in Panthers history, on their way to the Stanley Cup final for the second time in team history. I don't even think I have to tell you to have a good weekend, because I think that's going to be a given here for all of you at this point in time. For our entire outstanding crew, first I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Again, when you listen on a radio, phone, computer, in the car, on the way home, you were here with us in person tonight. We thank you very much. We hope to see you again very soon. Want to thank our entire outstanding crew, our on-site engineer here, Robert Grieper, again, for a job well done. Danny Garcia back at studio control. Bridget Sullivan is our traffic manager. Manny Chang for hustling down there, along with Matt Wilson, getting sound from the dressing room for us to get on the air for you during a victorious edition of the Cats Recap Show. And Kevin Rogers and Billy Lindsay was on assignment with NHL Network tonight, but he's going to be back along for the final. And if you have had a chance watch Billy Lindsay's reaction on NHL Network. It's on Twitter right now. You'll be able to find it. NHL Network shared it. But to see the raw emotion, you see just how deep his passion for this franchise runs, and he's going to be along with us for the Stanley Cup final, of course. Again, he was on assignment with NHL Network tonight, but he'll be back with us in the fold for the Stanley Cup playoffs for the Stanley Cup final in its entirety. And again, once again, big thanks to all of you who tuned in tonight. We thank you very much for being on board with us. Keep tuned in to FloridaPanthers.com for all the Stanley Cup Finals information. Playoff Central, FloridaPanthers.com/Playoff Central. If you're driving home, should throw this out for you one more time. If you missed it during the frenzy of the celebration when things were ending back in our first segment, the Panthers have punched their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final. Pre-sale ticket access. You can sign up now. FloridaPanthers.com/Stanley Cup. FloridaPanthers.com/Stanley Cup. Secure your spot to be a part of history as the Cats make their second trip to the Stanley Cup Final. So do that. In the meantime, that's it for us. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Once more, your final score. The Panthers sweep the Eastern Conference Final. Dramatics from Matthew Tkachuk. A 4-3 win in regulation. The Panthers sweep the Carolina Hurricanes, and they move on to the Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers are Eastern Conference champions in 2023. That's it for us. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Doug Plagans for our entire outstanding crew. Again, have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Florida Panthers action on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Sponsored by Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Florida Panthers. And by Ford. Ford, built for South Florida.
Stay in touch with the Panthers on FloridaPanthers.com. Follow the Panthers on Twitter at FLA Panthers and on Instagram at FLA Panthers.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Attention listeners. I'm pleased to announce that Radio Rental is returning for another installment of Terrifying Tales. If you happen to be new here, I'm Terry Carnation, current proprietor of the Radio Rental Video Store, where I possess a collection of the scariest true stories you've ever heard, all told by real people. Mark your calendars for, apparently it's available right now. I'm a little late with this promo.
Listen for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
My parents came from nothing. 54 years ago, they set out to change the jewelry industry. They put their life savings into starting J.R. Dunn Jewelers. They lost everything. They never expected to be robbed. All their clients' precious jewelry was taken in an instant. They had to do something, and that's just what they did. They went door to door to clients' homes, giving them their word, replacing everything that was stolen. A generation later, we still stand behind our word. We're the jeweler your neighborhood has trusted for over 50 years. J.R. Dunn.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Dunn. No way! A Brightly Endurance Pro?
You earned it, Steve. If you're a small business owner just like me, then you know how important it is to get and keep good people. My mom and dad put their all into J.R. Dunn Jewelers, but they never did it alone. Our people are the difference. J.R. Dunn is proud to offer exclusive pricing for companies in our local community that want to take care of their real MVPs. We're the jeweler your neighborhood has counted on for over 50 years. J.R. Dunn.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Fort Lauderdale.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
This is Flea for This Little Light, a podcast about falling in love with music. I started a nonprofit music school about 20 years ago called the Silver Lake Conservatory of Music. The reason that I started doing this podcast was music education. I'll be speaking with Rick Rubin, Thundercat, Stuart Copeland, Margot Price, Corey Henry, Cynthia Erivo, Sheila E., and Patty Smith.
Please listen and follow This Little Light, a presentation of Cadence 13 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. I'm so proud that we've helped over 15,000 businesses claim over $5 billion in cash incentives. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. Every client is assigned a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to accurately determine eligibility. Innovation Refunds has hundreds of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot and Google, and your business might be entitled to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Businesses of all types can qualify, including medical, professional, construction, even nonprofits. Please don't miss out on this. Even your doctor would tell you to get an expert second opinion, and we do a lot of work for doctors. Download the Innovation Refunds app now or go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of $26,000 per employee. GetRefunds.com. GetRefunds.com.
¿Tiene una reclamación contra un negocio del condado de Miami-Dade? Contacte al Centro de Mediación con el Consumidor. Atendemos reclamaciones sobre quejas contra comerciantes, remolque de vehículos, impago de salarios y otras. miamidade.gov/Consumer Protection.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte combo orders.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.